Hey, what's up, guys? So I am today in my garage. I'm gonna be working on creating some shelving system that I am gonna make out of 2x4s. This is the wall that I'm gonna be working on. I've already cleared it. The problem is that we were just starting to stack things on top of each other. It's starting to look really unorganized. So tools that I'm gonna be using, definitely gonna be using my miter saw. I have some old wood that I haven't used in a long time, and this is probably going to help me out with pricing. So it's just leftover scrap wood, and it's a little bit bent, but I have a pointer. So any piece of wood that's kinked a little, I'm just going to run it through the pointer to get it evened out. And power tools, obviously going to be using an impact wrench and a drill. And I bought some new ones, and I'm kind of really excited to use it. Oh, forgot table saw. That I'm gonna be using that also. So first thing that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and find these studs in my wall. Alright guys, so I'm using this electric stud finder. It's from Stanley. It's pretty cool. You click on any part of the wall, it'll kind of calibrate to make sure that there isn't any pieces of wood in there. And then you just slide it on the wall and then it'll beep at you where you find the stud. The cool thing about this one is that it tells you if there's a source of power, and which in this instance, my actual box, my main power box is on the other side of this wall. It's outside the house. So I made a note of it right on the stud where it beeped that there was a lot of that there was AC current on the other side of the wall, just so that me mentally I know to be very careful so that I don't electrocute myself. Alright, so just one thing that I did, just because I'm the only one working on this project here, I don't have a second pair of hands. I made this 19.5 kind of like spacer. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna drill it to the wall, and this is gonna help me put my 2x4x8 across so that I can go ahead and drill it on the wall. I'll show you guys right now. Alright, so I laid the spacer right against the wall on this first piece of wood. The problem is that there's a little lip that comes off the wall, and it's not like a perfect flat wall at the base of this garage floor. So what I just did, I just leaned it against, I measured it, it's at the right height, so it works perfectly. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and put in my first screw. Alright guys, so just a word of advice. I forgot that I bought screws that have the Torx, and they need a special bit. It's not doing it. Anyways, it takes a T25 bit to drive these in. At first I was like, why isn't it like catching on my drill? Well, that's why. Now let's screw it back in. Alright, so this is my new drill that I bought, the 24 volt from Cobalt. What I really like about it, and the problem of my old green Ryobi that I had, is that the chuck wouldn't close right. So this is why I went with this one, because it had a really good chuck system with the bits. So literally it's just a matter of tightening it up, and then you know that that's secure. One thing that I am going to recommend is that you pre-pilot hole these to the studs. Last thing that you want to do is snap your wood because of over tightening, or as you're drilling in you'll split your wood. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm also using a level here just to make sure that my beam here is going to be nice and level to the ground. that's how you do it. Oh my god, guys. Like, I'm a power tools user, and I'm not an expert like in this, but like, it was noticeably different using this bad boy. So if you guys want to go ahead and check this out, like, it's a Cobalt 24 volt max. You can get this at Lowe's. I'm actually interested in seeing how the actual the impact driver is going to work out, so I'm going to use that next. All right, guys, so this is the impact driver here. So I'll show you guys. This thing's a beast. Guys, get yourself a set of nice power tools. That bad boy ain't coming off. Hey guys, so I did modify my my spacer here a little bit. I was having the 2x4 just fall off just a little bit. So what I did, just cut off. I had some extra 1x3 pine wood, so I just screwed it on so that it's like a little catch here for me. So when I put it on the wall, I can just slide the 2x4 and it prevents it from, you know, tipping over. Things that you find out as you're working. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 studs up on the wall, and I'll tell you what, making sure that they're nice and fast and nice and level is awesome, but there's just a major strength on these. Like, I'm not a light guy, so just know that I feel comfortable that I did a really good job already securing these to the wall. Now the next step is going to make the 2x4s that come out the wall, and I'm going to cut those to size using my miter saw over here. And basically I'm going to use, and I forgot to mention that I'm going to be using my pocket hole jig, and that's this bad boy right here. And if you guys don't know what it is, it's an amazing tool. Basically, this makes side pockets that go against the grain right here, and they provide a really strong bond. So that's the next step. I wanted to show you guys really quick. I'm using my miter saw to cut those pieces of wood down to length. So I'm trying to do this as efficiently as possible because I have a lot of wood to cut. So I did a stop here with one of my clamps right here. Basically, I measured out the 20.5 inches that I need, and then I just created a stop really quick out of scrap wood that I had laying around. So what I'll do is just cut, move, and do that to the rest of the wood. So I guess I'll show you guys that process. And that's as fast as you guys can do it by having some type of workflow. Alright, so I'm up at the point where I'm going to be, like, I already cut my 2x4s to length, the ones that are going to be sticking out from the wall. But the problem is that some of the, I'm using some old wood that I had laying around, but some of it has, you see that, it has a little twist. It's not as square as I want it to be. But that's okay, because I have a nice tool for that. I have a wood planer, and it's right here on my floor. Let's see if I can show you guys. So I'm going to be using that to hopefully get these as square as possible. Alright guys, so I use my wood planer to really just work that old wood, and man, it's gotten to the point where it's near perfect square wood. So that's what I'm going to use for the wood that's sticking out. Alright guys, so I'm going to be using my pocket hole jig here. So at this point, there's two adjustments that you have to do. The first one being the depth of the drills. So in this particular one, it has different sizes of your bore thickness that you just have to reference to. Since it's 1.5 inch material, put it in the 1.5 inch reference line over here. And then on the other adjustment you have to do is on the drill bit. So make it loose a little bit. And then it's really easy. It has a guide. So you set the depth of the drill bit to the, again, the reference the depth that you need for your material that you're working on. So now that it's on my drill here, all you have to do is just make two holes. And it's that fast how you can make the pocket holes. All you do is flip it, clamp it down, and do the rest like that. All right, now that all my wood is pocket holed, so I'm going to show you guys here that a clamp is your best friend. Again, I'm doing this on my own. Don't have a second pair of hands, so any little thing that I can do to make it easier on myself is awesome. So I have my screws right here. I'm using 2.5 inch pocket hole screws. The reason why I say pocket holes is because they do use a proprietary square drill bit, but these screws are awesome because they're not like regular screws that are like flared. These have like a flat washer style, so when you drill in and once you're in deep, it clamps down really good. So in reality, it's just as easy as drilling this bad boy in now. And that's drilled. That's how you kind of start the project off. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this to put the wood on all my beams here. Alright guys, so I got some really good progress here. So I ran out of wood, so I still framed that top one so that it's framed to the wall. But I have enough wood for the 3 shelves. I'll finish that one at a later time. But I have the shelf frames all set and done. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and drill the three that I do have to the wall. I have a stud that comes off the house, and I'm just going to level it and drill it. And then on this side of the build, I'm going to use a 2x4x8 that goes up, and then going to do the same thing. I'm going to level it off and then drill it so that it has a nice support on this end. So that's how I'm going to work this, and that's what I'm going to do now. Alright guys, day 2 of the build. I ran out of time the other day, so now just a few days after, I want to go ahead and finish off this project. So I'll show you what I have going on here. So I have everything basically framed out. Now I have these panels that I got from Home Depot. These are 4x8 sheets, and I had them cut halfway long ways and halfway down the middle of the sheet, so they created 2x4s. I do need to cut off about 2 inches from each of the boards, and I'm going to use my table saw for that. So yeah, let's get right to it. Alright, so that only took like 5 minutes to cut all those excess pieces of wood down to size. And as I was cutting, I was just laying them on there. It was really, really easy. I love having the right tool for the job. And at this point, I'm just gonna drill them in. And I have 2 extra ones because I ran out of wood. My calculation in woods came out wrong, which is okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish these off and drill them in place. I forgot to mention that I'm using these torque spit style construction screws. I think they're way better than the regular Phillips head because they really catch on and it's less work. So if you're looking for screws to use, I definitely recommend these. Alright guys, so I am done with my shelves here. I'm gonna see if the wife wants me to go ahead and paint them. I'll go ahead and leave them this wood finish. But at this point, the whole structure of this bad boy is done. I'm really glad that I did this because it's going to give me so much organization value that I'm going to be able to do for my garage. Literally, we had just boxes stacked up on each other. So let me go grab a tote so you guys can see what it looks like. So this is a very large tote here. It has some Christmas decorations, and can't wait to start filling this up with our belongings. And let me know what you guys think. It took me 2 days to do this. Some nice tools that I have that that I'm definitely blessed, but you can definitely get away with using circular saw. Definitely having a drill will help you out. An impact driver, and screws, and a good noggin. So let me know what you guys think. Please like, comment, subscribe. I do all sorts of videos: music, lifestyle, audio production, and I'm not a regular dad, I'm a cool dad too.